This week's edition of Whispers in the West is brought to you once again by Diet Water. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. And as all these schools are getting to the end of their terms and graduation is just around the corner for a lot of people, make sure when you're throwing that big graduation bash that you keep everything under control, have all sorts of good times, but make sure you have plenty in stock that beverage that's going to give everyone all of that great water taste, half of those dreaded water calories, and most importantly, will not cause you to fail any breathalyzer test on the drive home after the graduation party. That would be the one, the only, Diet Water. This product's only available in stores where it is sold. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, time zone wise on this island Earth. This is Kentucky Hawkeye, KY Hawkeye, your host here on Hawkeye's Old Time Gaming Emporium. It is Monday night, so that means bonbons behind the counter are half price. Bonnie is here behind the counter as well.
Full price, as always.
As we get ready for another excursion into Whispers of the West, and this is the Giraffe 2.
Yeah, Giraffe 2 Electric Zoogaloo. So we came up with that, and I was like, write it down, that's got to be the title.
Problem being, we attempted this case last week, and we failed.
Yeah, got one of the answers wrong.
The most important answer, we missed.
Who done it?
So, what we're going to do is we're going to do the two different characters for doing the investigating, and then we are going to try to solve this and get all three questions correct this time. So
day one's mystery is how do we access the vital clue if we don't have the gun that we threatened somebody and need to get an answer with, and days 2 and 3 will be who actually did it.
Yep, so that's what we are going to attempt to find out tonight. So without any further ado, because we used up all the ado last week trying to solve it last time, let's go ahead and get things started.
Alright. I know we said we weren't going to split up, but part of me is tempted to bop around and start conversations with everybody so we have them available to talk to everybody with.
Okay, sounds good.
Start the conversation back up. And also I would like to be the first person to talk to the fortune teller because he gave you a character-specific line.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious.
Alright, sounds like a good plan as we get things loaded up.
So I'll bop around and talk to everybody except the fortune teller, and we'll deal with that together.
Alright.
He might not even be available until we talk to Circus Madam. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I don't know that we checked.
Yeah, but we'll make sure that you draw first words. Alright, here we go. No, we don't want to skip. The Giraffe.
And this time we know what accent to use going into it.
Mm-hmm.
Mind us borrowing your cell for a few days? We are the much anticipated traveling circus Cirque de la Giraffe, and we will be performing here at Brimstone. This is the perfect place to keep Anna, the giraffe, just for a few days.
And she has no eyes.
I mean, neither does the barkeep.
Alright.
It's just that shadowy.
The memorandum. The much anticipated traveling circus, Cirque de la Giraffe, is in town. They have borrowed the sheriff's office to host their shiniest star, Anna the Giraffe. Pay her a visit.
Ready to go.
Alright, so let's
Personal items acquired.
pay her a visit. So shall I talk to Zeb or shall you?
Go ahead.
Poor Anna, she shouldn't be a prisoner here.
Zed. Both of us keep getting his name wrong.
So, what crime did the giraffe commit? Anna's innocent and pure. She ain't like people. It ain't right for the circus to lock her up like this. You're a fan of justice, ain't you? Just help me with this lock and ask Mademoiselle Madeline for the key. Me and Anna are gonna skip this town and find our fortune out in the west. We'll be like out of one of these comic books. Please, Mademoiselle Madeline is the owner of the circus. She's often at the saloon.
Anna, of course, has nothing to say, being a giraffe.
Okay.
The giraffe snorts defeatedly and looks at your feet. The cell is locked, and it is not giving me an option to lockpick, so no, they aren't going to let anybody short-circuit that early.
Alright, so let's talk to him about when I lost my mother as a little boy, Madeline found me and put me in the show.
Alright, I'm gonna trigger as many conversation topics as possible.
They used to shoot apples off my head until that one shot went off course. After that, she tore up my contract rather than pay the doctors. Madeline's a small-hearted, big-headed tyrant. That's why you need me to help free Anna. No one deserves this treatment. Alright, you already talked to the mayor's wife?
I'm triggering as many people for conversation topics for you as I can, and I'll join up later.
When I was just a little thing, I ran away with the circus. Anna was only a fawn back then, and we were such good little friends. I lost my way after the circus ditched me, and I can't believe we found each other again.
I'm not going to talk to Madeline, though. That conversation can happen on screen.
Anna's done well for herself, too. They used to call it Cirque de Madeline, but now it's Cirque de la Giraffe. Alright, let's go to Ingrid. Never met her. If I was seen with the mayor's wife, he'd have me whipped. The mayor? The mayor and I ain't on speaking terms. He wants me out of town, and I'll oblige him as soon as I spring Anna out of this jail. The bartender.
Okay.
I wish I could help you, but I'm so useless I can't even help my Anna.
Okay, the fortune teller is here, but I am not going to talk to him.
Alright, Mr. Brown, I wish I could help you, but I'm so useless I can't even help you. Okay, so
Yeah,
what
that's
about
his
Kevin?
generic I don't know.
Yep. He doesn't know anything about Kevin either.
Ah!
Little Butcher. Same thing. Seth. Nothing. Ernest.
Oh, right, yeah, we did see this conversation. It's the one where they were theorizing maybe the donkey would be singing Oh Susanna.
Oh, wait, no, okay, nothing with Ernest.
Okay, so we've triggered every person we have to talk about, so I'm going to rejoin you.
Alright, so he has got nothing to say about anyone other than,
Ms. Madeline and the mayor.
I guess, ask him about himself.
You could.
I'm Zed. I used to be real bad, then Anna purged the evil from my heart. Now I'm just real sad instead. Okay, items. Do I really need to show him my badge?
Probably not.
Alright. Alright. If you want to try to initiate, you can.
Not while you're talking to him.
Oh, sorry.
X on the upper corner. Oriana, she shouldn't be a prisoner here. Same lines.
Okay. So I don't think we're going to get anything else from him at the moment.
Yeah, not unless he's willing to tell me more about Madeline.
Alright, so where do you want to go?
Yeah. Same information. Well, we could start by following the intended path. Talk to Miss Madeline.
Okay. So, the saloon? Alright, I'll meet you there. I'll let you initiate the conversation.
Yeah, we know how she responds to the more refined individuals. How does she handle an outlaw?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, hello. How do you do, my darling? You're here for the performance of Cirque de la Giraffe? I am Madeleine Le Magnifique. Me and my circus are here to brighten up your dim little town. Brimstone? What brought me to Brimstone? Fate. I'd never have heard about this little town if not for one person. Did we ever determine who that was?
I'm not sure if we did.
Who told him about Brimstone? You're French. I am Belgian, but your mistake is understandable. I ask that you forgive the outrageous accent I've learned to put on. The locals find it exotic. I left my family 15 years ago across the ocean and ended up here. I've learned to speak with whatever voice is necessary. What do you think of my lock pick? No. Talk about out the lock with her. Did Zed put you up to this? Or was it that little girl who follows them around? Rest assured, Anna is our star and receives only the best care. I apologize for the inconvenience he may have caused you. Why don't you take a free fortune reading courtesy of the Cirque de la Giraffe? You can find our fortune teller out by the tent. I'm sure he's already expecting you.
Yeah, that's when we get to meet Afe.
Yeah. So, your thoughts about everybody, because I think that's everybody on our list.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody we can access today, anyway. Zid was with our circus as a boy. It's a miracle that he has been reunited with us. We used to shoot apples off his head as a sideshow, you know. He used to squeal a lot like a giraffe. I see he's grown up now. Anna, we have taught the giraffe to do things no God-fearing creature would dare to contemplate. Come to the show tonight. You won't be disappointed. Your thoughts on Ingrid? You know Ingrid? Ingrid Johnson. I knew her as Ingrid Weber, the girl from Germany. We met back on the boat that brought us here. I would switch to attempting a German accent for her, but one, she's been here for 15 years, and two, I cannot German accent. I took several years of French. I can do French. I cannot German.
Now stutter and spit a lot. That's all you have to do a German accent. Sound angry, spit, and stutter.
And that doesn't quite seem to fit what they're building up Ingrid to be.
That's what my friends always told me anyway.
I've been tracking her down for years. She has something of mine. We veered off course to come to Brimstone in pursuit of her.
Okay.
So Ingrid didn't tell her, but that's basically the reason she came.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the person that she found out about Brimstone because of Ingrid. Okay, yeah, that's that answered. It's no surprise that she has wormed her way into high society, and by marrying your mayor, no less. She and I, we have something in common, a dissatisfaction with our lot in life. We're both hungry. What happened? What happened between me and Ingrid? Why don't you ask her? Then come back and tell me what she said. Lies, no doubt. So we have to talk to Ingrid in order to further this conversation at all.
Yeah, I remember that now.
But we have to talk to her first.
Right. All right.
Your thoughts on the mayor? A fine gentleman, rich and well connected in the city. I like a man who responds predictably to stimuli. Have you noticed that his wife spent his money without him taking any notice? I don't think there's anything she could do that he would notice. I think his eye is on someone else. The barkeep. He's an old-fashioned man, but harmless. We have found a friend in him. We've taken to conducting business in the saloon when we can. Mr. Brown. The world is amazing, isn't it? So many different things, so many different people, so many places to visit, but sorry, I don't have much to say particularly about this. Similar answer for Kevin, assume? Yep.
Alright, one thing that I hadn't thought of. When we were talking about who would have the motive, since we're thinking
it's targeting Madeline.
Yeah. What if Madeline was trying to get revenge on Ingrid for stealing the necklace?
Possible. She claimed after Ingrid was dead that it didn't matter so much.
True. That's right. Okay, scratch that one.
An idea worth holding on to, but I don't know that it's going to pan out.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the butcher? There is another woman running her own business. I should pay her a visit. Favorable impression?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know anything about Seth.
I'll know less about Ernest.
Afe? We've all learned we cannot keep secrets from Afe. The fortune teller's presence in our circus should be a sign of our honesty. That's as much as we're getting out of Madeline without talking to Ingrid first.
Okay. Alright, should we talk to the barkeep while we're here?
Sure.
A drink courtesy of Mademoiselle Madeline, of course. You're most welcome.
Alright. And time to start presenting.
Alrighty. Alright, let's get to the top. We'll start with Zed. Sorry, I have to help the customers, partner. So nothing on Zed. Madeline. You mean Mademoiselle Madeline Le Magnifique? I find myself quite taken by the woman, as any man of my sophisticated tastes would. She's in here all the time, and I take no shame in admitting that. She makes me feel like the contents of my stomach are doing a trapeze act of sorts. Used to be Mrs. Johnson's favorite customer, but these days, why, I barely think of her. The giraffe. As a young man, I traveled the world and met finer giraffes with sweeter dispositions than that there Anna. Even a lousy specimen like that is enough to impress the locals, it seems. I can't complain. It's good for business.
Nobody who knows giraffes likes Anna. Another thing to keep in mind.
Alright, Ingrid.
The reason that she's getting the...
Ingrid's a real social butterfly, and I appreciate her spreading her husband's money round my ball like butter. The mayor don't do much for this town, but thanks to his wife, he's contributing to the economy, in a way. I've been a lot of things in my life. Gunslinger, excrement expediator, exotic dancer. It was a meandering path, but it all led me here, where I'm happy. I've hit life's bullseye, I reckon.
Thinks he's doing fairly well for himself, and I can't say that's wrong.
Mr. Brown's a good customer, loyal as they come. He plants himself down in that chair every day and doesn't leave until the lights go out. For that kind of regular custom, I can overlook any questionable business he discusses here. As long as I keep him filled with drink, we're both happy.
We can say with almost certainty that Kevin isn't involved.
They don't call him Kevin the Kindness on account of his disposition. They call him that because he loses at cards, pays his debts, then loses all over again. You can make a living out of beating Kevin at cards. We all have an inkling as to where his money comes from.
We don't know the source.
Alright, the butcher. Betsy and I are forced to be reckoned with. Let me tell you, we keep everyone here fed and watered. It's a fine partnership. Seth. Sorry, I have to help the customers. Ernest, probably less. Sorry, have to help the customers. And Afe. Okay.
So you don't know anything about them. We could grill the card sharks over here, but...
Yeah, alright, you take one, I'll take the other.
Howdy, Outlaw, want to see something impressive? I'm on a 15-game losing streak, and I'm about to turn it all around. Sure you are.
Mm-hmm.
I think by interviewing one, we'll probably get both.
Probably.
You got anything to say about Zed? I once saw that boy fighting with my horse for access to its feed bag. They made friends in the end. He's got away with the beast. No wonder he's made friends with the giraffe. So I guess we don't get them both. Madeline? Mademoiselle Madeline? The freaky animal circus lady? What do you know about her? Ingrid told me she's not to be trusted. I've learned to believe Ingrid when she says stuff like that.
'Cause isn't she kind of sweet on Kevin?
Uh-huh. What do you expect me to say about the mayor? He doesn't deserve Ingrid. That pretty much spelled it out. Bartender. I don't make a habit of learning bartenders' names. They're interchangeable spigots to me. Dude.
Okay. Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Dude. Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown here has access to alternative revenue streams. I reckon between us we could buy this town. Kevin, I'd avoid you and your blabbing mouth if it wasn't for how much money I win from you. Tell us how you really feel. Thoughts on yourself. I'd never criticize Kevin to his face. He's a lucky guy. He's well connected to his, what's the term, patron? His muse? His sugar don't call her that.
That's where he gets his money from.
Yipe. So there's multiple reasons he's inconsolate.
Uh-huh.
Betsy, I don't know anything about her. Seth, don't know anything about him. Ernest, fortune teller. A fortune teller in Brimstone? I got no time for that. I make my own luck. Okay, so that's all Kevin's got to say.
Alright, shall I go to Mr. Brown?
Let's see what Mr. Brown's got.
You lost again. Know the game, Kevin?
They're good for gossip, but they're not for
Alright, let's
what's
talk
happening.
with Z. Why don't you ask Kevin?
Yeah.
Headline. The world has surely changed. A woman become rich and successful in whole new ways. Back in my day, a woman only got rich with a ring on her finger or a gun in her hand. I hear rumors that the Giraffe is on the local flesh market. You don't sell something like that off unless there's something wrong with it.
That would be a motive for Zed to step things up.
Mm-hmm. Or the accountant want to get rid of it, so you don't have to care for it if it's sick.
I mean, the accountant was already agreeing to sell it.
Yeah.
This is the last show.
Mm-hmm.
May as
I'm
well.
sure Kevin knows more about Ingrid than I do. Kevin knows her inside out.
Stop it.
He's a lucky guy. He's well connected to his, what's the term, patron? His muse, his sugar mom?
Don't call her that.
Alright, let's go to the mayor, his honor the mayor. What do
you expect me to say about him?
Okay,
we got the same line.
Alright. Let's go to the mayor. The mayor's a snob. He practically bought his way to the mayorship. I don't resent it. Money is power, and power is an end to itself. I'll just keep playing cards with Kevin and get more powerful every day.
Mm-hmm.
As you get the mayor's money.
Yeah.
Don't you really believe all the things Gideon says about himself? I reckon he's been standing behind that bar droning on since before Columbus landed.
Nah.
What does he say about himself? Why don't you ask Kevin? Kevin!
Does not want to be bothered.
I would never criticize Kevin to his face. He's a lucky guy. He's well connected to his... Okay, this is going to be the same line.
They really want us to know that.
Alright. Oh, let's go to the butcher. Butchery is an old and noble profession. I've worked with a few fine butchers in my time. Yeah, what kind of butcher, though? Seth, Ernest.
Yeah, so why don't you ask Kevin? Is his I don't know.
Okay,
Fortune teller.
He can tell the future. Why doesn't he play cards?
Okay, yeah, that fits.
Alright.
So that's everything we can talk about in the saloon.
Yeah.
I think by that logic, it's time to visit either the butcher or the square or and one of those three.
We gonna go to the square first?
Yeah.
And then cross over to the town hall?
Yeah, it's on the way.
Alright. Alright, you wanted to talk to Afe?
Well met. I anticipated your arrival. You wish to ask me questions, yes? Ask, traveler, and I shall put my powers at your disposal. Let's see. Who are you? I'm Afe, the fortune teller. Oh, wait. I can see the cosmos has prepared a gift for you. I see a great many daring thefts in your past, where once you would remove things from their rightful places, the chance to return them instead is in your future. We live our lives hurtling through a storm of chaos and unmet desire. I live to guide my fellow humans to whatever certainties are available. Okay.
Alrighty.
So that's his line for the thief.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the circus. The Cirque de la Giraffe is as unique as the star in its crown, that being Madeline Le Magnifique. She's currently lighting up your local saloon like the light of the sun. If Madeline is the sun of our circus, then I am its moon, mysterious and pure. What about the giraffe? The giraffe is, the eponymous giraffe is the sky itself. She carries us. Fortune reading. I can sense that everything will change here tonight. Every woman has a secret, and someone is holding one. Maybe two. Oh yes, I'm seeing the letter
Alright,
J.
sorry
in
for
dark
the
sky.
Edward, everyone. Unavoidable consequence.
Second name Jackson Johnson. Mrs. Johnson, the mayor's wife. That's right, she's holding a secret from her past. Alright.
He probably learned from talking to Madeline.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna run the list backwards for him. We already heard him talk about himself. Do you know anything about Ernest? The spirits are silent, which is his I don't know.
Yep.
Nobody knows anything about Seth or Ernest.
Yeah.
And again, they're not super relevant except as witnesses. He is vegetarian and does not care about the butcher. Kevin, spirits are silent on this matter.
Mr. Brown.
We're working our way from the least juicy to the more juicy details.
Yeah. Spirits are still silent. Who do the spirits not silent about?
Let's see about the bartender. No, he does not care about the barkeep. The mayor. The mayor? He's keeping a secret from his wife. What? I don't have to be cryptic about things all the time. He's cheating on her. Ingrid. Mrs. Johnson. A storm of desire is rolling through Brimstone, and she stands in its eye. The Giraffe. I sometimes wonder if it's right of us to keep Anna. I've hardened my heart to it. I trust Madeline. Ms. Madeline? Mademoiselle Madeline founded the Cercle de la Giraffe. She is a woman who's been touched by destiny, or perhaps she touched it. And from the beginning, Zeed! There's something special about Zeed. Have you seen the coyote that walks in his footsteps? Of course you haven't, but it is there. The whole world of man and beast is open to him. I sense he and the circus had crossed paths before, somewhere.
Oh, you're correct there. Oh, that triggers him. Okay.
Yep.
One night only. Okay.
And of course...
Had to give the kitty its pets.
I don't have options to.
Cirque de la Giraffe Grand Tour. Last chance to see Anna the Giraffe, says the poster.
Oh.
You've already talked to
I started
to Enos and Jethro. I mean, Seth and what's his name?
Ernest.
Ernest?
I started conversation with them, but I didn't continue it.
Okay. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get so I could see your conversation more fully. There we go.
I'm really looking forward to the donkey show tonight. It's not a donkey show, it's a giraffe performance. Don't be silly, giraffes ain't real. What's it gonna perform anyway? How should I know? Maybe it'll sing Oh Susanna? Alright, let's get your real opinions. Zeed. Zeed was always an animal guy. I'm not surprised to hear he's a giraffe whisperer. I didn't know he's a former circus performer, did you? I'm not surprised. The circus industry has a reputation of acquiring poor homeless boys to do the hardest jobs.
It's not wrong about that.
No, it isn't. Madeline, now there's somebody who knows how to live her life. Running a whole show like that, it's impressive. Wonder how she made her money in the first place. And does she have a husband?
Good question.
I don't think so. Or at least we don't have any context to say so. Anna, I got a theory that giraffes stretch their necks so hard in their lives that their kids inherit a longer neck. That's not how genetics work, sir.
Not quite.
I've been putting this theory into practice for the benefit of my future No.
No.
Don't you already have a kid? Didn't you give us a crossbow once? Just because we were threatening to sick you on him? Ingrid, the mayor's wife, a lovely lady with a sensible head on her. Not so sensible of her to be mingling with that low-life gambler. If we didn't already know. I haven't seen the mayor around much lately. I've heard he has some business in the city. I swear there's not a faithful marriage in this town. Everybody knows why he travels to the city every day. Barkeep. Gideon just about has a heart attack every time the circus show ends. It gets real busy when everyone pours into the saloon. Must be good for business, though. Gideon told me he was with a circus once. He told me he saw an elephant on his travels, and it was much more impressive than the giraffe. He told me he was shipwrecked on an island while everyone was an inch tall. Yeah, that exotic dancer comment comes to mind.
par with Gulliver, huh?
Alright, let's just ask him about Mr. Brown. Doesn't know anything about him. Thoughts on Kevin? Kevin the kindness? He wasn't cut out for gang life, but the cards have a hold on him. It won't just be the cards holding him if he keeps losing. Yikes. The Butcher. You ever get the sense that Betsy the Butcher is holding this community together? Well, yeah. I'm still banned from her business, so no. That only proves my point. She knows what she's doing. Yikes.
Just a couple of good old boys.
Thoughts on yourselves? I asked him about himself, and he doesn't know what I'm talking about. My dude, you looked in a mirror recently. Are you having an identity crisis?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about the man sitting next to you? No. Thoughts on fortune teller? Chinese guy? He claims he can see the future. Yeah? Well, I can do it too. You can? Tell me about my future. All of your friends except for me will betray you. I am the only person you can trust. Lend me $5. If you could tell the future, you'd know I don't have $5. I gave it to the fortune teller.
Good one.
And that's the end of the list.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right, so to the mayor's office?
Into the mayor's office.
Or town hall, I should say.
Yeah. Same thing in this town.
All right, I'll talk to His Honor the Mayor. Why, hello there, investigator. You've heard about the Cirque de la Giraffe, haven't you? The Giraffe. Anna, is that what it's called? It's quite an attraction. It's great to see people coming to see the performance from other parts of the state. Even some investors who I've been hoping to get a hold of for a long time are visiting Brimstone. I hope I can finally make a case for the railway station. Alright. Faye. Apologies, I'm busy at the moment if you don't mind.
So he doesn't care about the fortune teller.
Ernest.
The good old boy.
What about him? Can't see how he's of much interest. All he does is sit out on the square with his friend all day. Wouldn't mind that myself, but some of us have work to do.
We'll probably say the same
I was going to say same thing about Seth.
Yep.
Exact same thing. Alright, the
They're
Butcher.
kind of interchangeable in most things.
Apologies, I'm busy at the moment. Kevin.
What do I
What
think?
do you think of Kevin? Are you serious? If he comes to me, I'll tell him, young man, you are not the first and you certainly will not be the last.
The mayor knows.
Ooh. That's something new and different.
Okay, so we knew she knew about him, but we didn't know that he knew about her.
Mm-hmm. For all Mr. Brown's illicit proclivities, he never seems to be directly involved in any crime in this town.
So this is his safe space, then.
Could be. The bartender. Apologies, I'm busy at the moment. About
What
himself.
do you have to say about yourself?
I'm busy at the moment. He doesn't have time to talk about all the great things about him being mayor. What do you want to know about my wife? She's a social butterfly. That's why she caught my eye at the very beginning. She was shining like pearls, and I'd soon learn she was hotter than diamonds.
Yeah, about diamonds. Except we don't know about
The
that
Giraffe.
yet.
Apologies, I'm busy at the moment. Madeline. They say the honey from the wild bees is sharper and more interesting. I think Madeline is proof. She's been making unfavorable comparisons between my wife and herself, and I agree with her. They might share a fashion sense and a silhouette, but Madeline is a good deal more capable and less domesticated.
That's a second point in favor of mistaken identity. The
Uh-huh.
hat thing that they keep emphasizing.
Zed. Hopefully that vagrant leaves with the circus, and that's the end of all troubles with him. Alright.
Okay, time to talk lady to lady.
Alright, lady.
Hey, you. Nice hat. This office is as boring as an empty whiskey bottle, isn't it? I can't wait for the show tonight, and I hope to receive the new feathered hat I ordered just in time for the show. Nobody will be wearing a hat better than mine. I'm Ingrid, by the way. The dribbling nincompoop over there is my husband. He needs me here because he's too incompetent to negotiate with investors on his own. Alright, I'm gonna save the juicy stuff for last and run through everybody else. Starting with Zed. I've heard about the Giraffe guy. He's got nothing going for him, and he even gets to see the world more than me. And even he gets to see the world more than me. I don't think our paths would cross unless the universe made some kind of mistake. Anna. If I were that giraffe, I'd trample everyone in the circus for keeping me locked up.
Hey, Prex.
Hey, Prex.
Thank you for coming over for the fun. Thank you for that subscription renewal. We'll get that ice cream order over to you right away. Tori will take your order over to Virgil and get you all made up. Hopefully things are going well for you. I know you've been having some challenges with the weather and everything else, so hope you're doing well as we tried to solve this mystery a second time.
Alright, what do you have to say about yourself, madam? Me? Please call me Ingrid. I don't like to be called the mayor's wife. Does seem to have that kind of personality.
Yep.
Thoughts about your husband? My husband? To be honest, we barely talk these days. I know what he's up to in the city. To be fair, I don't mind. Our marriage has been a mistake from the very beginning. But we get what we want from it respectively. He gets a good negotiator and she gets money.
Mm-hmm.
The barkeep. I like going to the bar. The saloon owner also pays me a lot of compliments. Who can resist that? I don't care if he's doing it for the tips. Mr. Brown. You have something more exciting to offer? Probably not,
Yeah.
but... Oh, yeah, Kevin.
Probably.
She would be interested in Kevin. Oh, Kevin? He's just the sweetest, isn't he? And a charmer, too. Everyone in town has been calling him Kevin the Kindness because he's so generous. Someone ought to be kind to him, too, don't you think? Thoughts on the butcher? Every time I talk to the butcher, she starts blushing and stumbling over her words. She's shy. It's a wonder she can get anything done. Maybe I can draw her out of her shell. Anything to say about our good old boys? Nope. And nope.
Nope.
A fortune teller. Ever notice those mystic fortune teller types always try to butter you up? He told me I'm going to experience great changes in circumstance. Like I don't know. And now for the big shot.
Alrighty.
Miss Madeline.
Miss Madeline.
Madeline? What's she want from me? I have something of hers? Well, maybe I do and maybe I don't. Either way, I see no reason to tell you about it. So you just tell her I haven't the foggiest idea what she's talking about. Who does she think she is wandering about town with that feathered hat of hers all day? She looks like the back end of a turkey. I just ordered an identical one from my tailor. I hope it'll be delivered in time so I can wear it to the show tonight.
So now you can look at the back end of a turkey.
I can't wait to see her face when she sees me wearing it better.
Alrighty.
So she's not going to tell us anything unless we have something more to do.
Alright, so my turn? Or do you have anything else to tell her
I'm
about?
going to see if she reacts to the lock.
Okay.
Oh, not you too. Right, we do need to have this conversation.
Okay.
Mary's always going on about how that giraffe is kept locked up and how she wants to set it free and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to see what Madeline has to say about that, and if it's anything interesting, I'll report back.
Madeline, about what?
About Ingrid telling us nothing.
Okay.
She doesn't remember, or she doesn't want to. The nerve. Ask her about the diamond necklace she stole from me next time. Perhaps that will jog her memory.
Alright, I'm gonna talk to her. Hey, you, nice hat. This hot office is boring as an empty whiskey bottle. Oh, I should be letting you do it, sorry.
Yeah. And we've seen this line before. Same line. So we got the diamond necklace by going to Madeline.
Okay. I'm gonna see what I can get from her before you come over.
Yeah. Alright, let's...
Alright, I'm gonna cut right to the chase.
Yep. Madeline, Who does she think she is, wandering about town with that feathered hat of hers all day? She bought it from a fashion dealer in New York. I just ordered an identical one from my tailor. I hope it'll be delivered in time so I can wear it to the show tonight. I can't wait to see her face when she sees me wearing it better. Alright, I got the necklace from Madeline's.
Alright.
You have...
Oh.
Yeah, so she's not going to answer to that, but I got Madeline to mention the necklace, so that's the other way to get to it.
Shall I go ahead and go for it?
Yeah.
A necklace.
How do you know about the diamond necklace? So she already told you my little secret. Doesn't matter. It's been years. I'm sure Madeline's gotten over it. Look at her. She's the owner of a famous circus now, not that timid little French girl anymore. But thanks to that necklace, I managed to catch the attention of Mr. Johnson at a ball. And that was me, set for life. I really think the only difference between Madeline and I is the clothes we've been allowed to wear in our lives. Nobody looks at us any harder than that, unless we make them.
Okay.
Okay. I'm still in conversation with Madeline, but I haven't moved forward any further than that.
Let me come join you. We can get the rest of it on screen.
Yeah.
Let me get on the other side.
Yeah. The necklace. That diamond necklace meant a lot to me. And I want it back. My mother gave it to me before I set foot on the boat. The boat that brought me to this new world. Haven't been back since then. Never heard from my family. How'd you meet her? I knew her as Ingrid Weber, the girl from Germany. We met back on the boat that brought us here. I've been tracking her down for years. She has something of mine. We veered off course to come to Brimstone in pursuit of her.
So she is looking.
It's no surprise that she's wormed her way into high society, and by marrying your mayor, no less. She and I, we have something in common. A dissatisfaction with our lot in life. We're both hungry. Okay, so we've got what we needed to from day one. We have the necklace. We know that's the secret.
Right. Shall we go ahead and take care of that?
Yeah. Fill it. I just filled it in. Okay.
Okay, oh, I gotta hit the button.
And I gotta hit the button. We retreat to the sheriff's office.
Alright.
And we hit the next day button. We'll do, I guess, initial investigations into it, and then I'm going straight for where I think we start pulling the thread.
Mrs. Johnson is dead. The audience at the circus heard a gunshot moments after the Giraffe performance last night. Mrs. Johnson was found dead at the square.
Ready.
Alright, where did you want to go first? We're going to stay together for the rest of the way.
Okay,
way here.
We need to establish the facts of the case, probably. Which means the town square and having it out with Madeline and the witnesses.
Alright, so...
And once we've done that...
Town square?
Then I want to talk to Zed.
Alright.
And then I want to talk to the second witness who I think blows the story.
This is where the victim was shot. The body has been removed. A purse was found with the victim. It must belong to Mrs. Johnson herself. On her personal items, there is a handwritten note that caught our attention. Meet me at the square after the Giraffe show, says the note. Who is this note from? Alright.
Talk to the good old boys.
What do Tweedledum and Tweedledee have to say?
Another murder in the square? They're dropping like flies around here. I was kind of hoping I'd see someone die at a circus performance, but this was just horrible. I couldn't see at first, it was so dark, but gosh, Mrs. Johnson was shot dead. Were you the first one there at the scene? Nope. Mademoiselle Madeline was there before me. She was in an absolute panic. So we've established they were there.
Okay.
Purse. Fancy purse. Mrs. Johnson was surely an expensive lady. When you don't earn that money, you don't care. I reckon whoever wrote this note did the deed, or at least knows something about it. Nah. Coincidence. Okay, so that's it for relevant items. Let's start running through people, see if they've done anything else. That's the same line we got before. Madeline. I could have sworn it was Miss Madeline that was shot last night. I mean, based on the clothes and all, their hats were identical. Key clue.
Yeah.
If our current best guesses are correct. But we confirmation biased our way into a wrong answer last time, and I don't want us to do that this time.
Yeah, we'll keep it as open mind. Could be either one was the intended victim.
But when I got closer, she's standing there on the ground in shock, and it was poor Mrs. Johnson on the ground. I didn't see anything else of note. Sorry, it was just too dark to see much detail. Don't think the giraffe's relevant, but... Same line about the giraffe. Ingrid, did you see Mrs. Johnson last night? I did, as a matter of fact. She swanned in all dressed up with one of those giant feathered hats the circus lady wears. Did she leave the show halfway? I don't remember seeing her leaving, but when I heard the shot outside, there she was. At first I thought it was the circus lady, because of the hat. Then I realized it was Mrs. Johnson.
Okay.
Check with the mayor. Haven't seen the mayor around lately. Yep, no, same line.
Same lines.
Same line for Gideon. Same line for Mrs. Brown. Kevin? I think close is an understatement for that relationship. I saw him at the show last night too. Ran out with me at the sound of the gunshot.
So he's eliminated.
He was devastated when he saw Mrs. Johnson dead, screaming at the heavens he was. It was a bit much.
We have a witness that he was in the tent when the shot went off.
We never went back and talked to the butcher about anything.
No, we didn't.
Oh well, we got through day one.
Yeah.
Butcher, you ever get the sense that Betsy... Yeah. Talking about yourselves. You still don't know what's in the mirror. You still don't know who's sitting next to you. And it's the same line.
Okay.
Okay.
No changes there.
So they don't know anything more than what we've gotten out of them. That Madeline was already on the scene. That Kevin was not there. That he was in the performance.
He was in the tent.
And that it would be very easy to mistake Madeline and Johnson for each other.
Right. In the dark, they looked exactly. They had the same profile and everything.
All right. So let's continue establishing facts of the case with Ms. Madeline.
Yep.
I can do the talking, you can do the talking. Take it.
All right, I'll do the talking.
How terrible. I didn't expect to witness something as awful as this.
Since you were the first on the scene, we need your collaboration.
Of course.
What were you doing there?
I was on the way to the saloon to meet my assistant, Mr. Miller, last night. I left a while after the giraffe performance. Mr. Miller and I always meet right after the show to talk money. It's a busy life at the circus. Of course, the horrible incident I witnessed got in the way of the schedule.
What did you see?
There was an almighty bang, a gunshot, I think. All I could see was the silhouette of a woman tumbling to the ground. It wasn't until I ran closer to her that I saw it was poor Ingrid. Mrs. Johnson shot down in her prime. I heard someone rustling behind the bounty board, but it was so very dark that I couldn't see that far. Not clearly. Perhaps you can ask the men who sit out in the square. They ran out after the shot, too. Maybe they saw something I didn't.
Alright, shall we go through the list?
Yeah. We already know who was behind the bounty. We have a guess as to who was behind the bounty board. But it could have been the shooter, or it could have been the mayor who was intending to meet her there.
Alright, let's start with Zed.
Zed was with our circus as a boy. It's a miracle that he's been reunited with us.
Nothing
Same
new.
line so far.
Nothing new.
Let's at least click through. Yeah, okay.
Alright.
Just to make sure they didn't tack something new on the end. I've been trying to make myself more approachable. People are intimidated by, how do you say it? A girl who is a boss? Yes?
Alright, Anna?
Do not believe the rumors that Anna's heart is filled with seething hatred. She loves to perform. Have you seen the show?
Alright, the mayor's wife.
I won't deny that I came here to destroy Ingrid. I wanted my necklace back. I wanted her to beg me for forgiveness. I wanted to expose the common woman she was when we met, before we took such unlikely paths. Well, she's gone forever now. We had such beautiful dreams when we were young. Long gone.
Alright. His Honor the Mayor?
A fine gentleman, rich and well connected in the city. I like a man who responds predictably to stimuli. Yeah, same line.
Okay, no changes there.
Yeah. Same line.
Alright, the bartender.
He's an old-fashioned man. We've got the same line.
Okay. Alright, nothing new. Mr. Brown.
And that's her I don't know line.
Yeah. Alright, let's go to Kevin.
I don't know.
Seth.
He and his friends usually... Ah yes, he and his friends usually sit out in the square, no? They were the first ones on the scene, other than myself. They came running out from the tent. Maybe they saw something I didn't. Skip Butcher.
Okay, oh, I did I?
Yeah. We'll need to go back and get the hot nose. Yeah. Same line.
Same line.
Okay. Worth the check.
Alright, Ernest will probably be the same line.
Yeah. Yes, he and his friend. Okay.
Okay. Faye. We cannot keep secrets from him.
Yeah. Same line.
Alright, now what do you have to say about Mr. Miller?
My trusted accountant, Mr. Miller. I have colleagues who can bend bars or tie themselves in knots, but Mr. Miller is more impressive still.
Alright. Purse?
The purse and probably the necklace as well.
Yeah.
This gaudy thing is Ingrid's purse. Of course it is.
Does this note look familiar to you?
It's not from me. This I'm sure.
The necklace?
That diamond necklace meant a lot to me. And I want it back. My mother gave it to me before I set foot on the boat. The boat that brought me to this new world. Might be the same line. Haven't been back since then. I've never heard from my family.
Yeah, same lines.
Okay.
Alright, so we're done here with her?
I think we might be.
Someone else to talk to about? You don't need to show her anything else? I don't need to show her my badge.
Alright. If there's a thread to pull, then I need to talk to Zed, and I need to talk to Ingrid's daughter.
Okay.
Because I think they might have conflicting testimonies.
Okay.
Or it could just be that I'm misremembering things.
Alright, do you want to go there first or the butcher?
I'm hitting the town hall. We can hit the butcher.
Sounds good.
If this doesn't work out to what I think it is.
Alright, I'll let you do the questions.
Hi, I'm Mary. What's your name? Have you seen Anna? I wonder what she's eaten for lunch today. Where were you on the night of the show? Where was I? I was at the show and then, well, come closer. Papa's right over there and I don't want to get in trouble. I should have gone straight home, but I went to say goodnight to Anna after her show. Was that bad? So in other words, right after Anna's performance ended, she went straight there.
Right. Alright.
I want to know what the timing was here.
Yeah.
Because Zed also claimed to have been there.
Okay, let's go.
And if Zed, he's Anna's best friend, and Anna's my best friend, and I'm... So Zed and I are best friends too. One day we're going to free Anna and let her run wild. He even asked me to look after Anna by myself last night after the show. Where did he go? I don't know. He didn't tell me.
Okay.
So she went straight there, he didn't.
Right. Alright, now,
Does Zed say the same thing?
You want to do that now?
If this is the thread, we can come back.
Okay. Oh, wrong button.
Where were you right after the show? I don't want to believe it's him. But if this is a conflicting testimony...
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the same lines.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get him to talk about it?
Either
First, probably.
Either...
Or directly talk about Ingrid.
Yeah, directly talk about...
No.
Ingrid.
The purse.
Or Mary.
Yeah. You recognize this note. Meet me at the square after the giraffe show.
I never miss the giraffe show.
Then after that it's the fortune teller. I don't watch that.
Okay, after I never miss the giraffe show, then after that it's all Faye the fortune teller. I don't watch that one. Nobody's gonna send me a note like this, not when the word on the street is that I can't read.
Yeah, we know he didn't write it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to establish a timeline, and that wasn't the information I needed. I'm going to ask about Ingrid.
Just work your way down. Ingrid's a stranger to me. She was shot dead last night, you say? Gosh darn.
I want to know where he was, so I'll try Mary and maybe the giraffe after.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I like little Mary. She reminds me of little Zed all those years ago. Anna likes her too. You know, Mary comes and wishes Anna good night. Isn't that sweet? It's a hard thing with her mother, ain't it? I wonder if anyone told her yet. I lost my mother when I was little too.
Still not telling me where you were. I know there was some comment where he said he was here all night, so let's see if the giraffe gets it out of him.
When I was just a little thing, I ran away with the circus. No, same thing as before. I guess that's about Madeline and that's about Mrs. Johnson.
We asked about Mrs. Johnson, and that was the stranger to me line.
Okay. Okay, nothing new here.
I know he made some kind of comment on something here about where he went.
Well, work through all the people.
Yeah. Mary didn't get it to us, so Mr. Miller.
Mr. Miller's just about the tiredest man I ever met. He's nothing more than Madeline's crony. He looks at Anna like she's a can of beans going out of date, and Madeline looks at him the same way.
Wait, Madeline looks at the accountant like he's going out of date.
That's interesting.
I thought it was Madeline looking at Anna like that.
They're all a bunch of vultures pecking at each other. Me and Anna deserve better. They didn't get along too well.
That's not something I would have known because I wasn't paying attention to the accountant
I didn't
conversation.
Catch that.
Miss Madeline said Mr. Miller was amazing, but that doesn't speak to a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on the fortune teller?
I feel like that fortune teller's the opposite of me. He stays out of trouble. He's got all his knowledge in his head. Must be nice.
Ernest?
I wish I could help you, but I'm so useless I can't even help my Anna.
Seth?
Same thing.
The butcher? Nope.
Nope, same thing.
Where were you? Kevin? No. Mr. Brown? Probably no.
Probably no. Nope. The mayor? Or the barkeep?
Start with the barkeep, move to the mayor.
Nope, nothing there. Mayor and I ain't exactly on speaking terms. He wants me out of town, and I'll oblige him as soon as I spring Anna out of this jail.
We already asked about Miss Johnstone, the giraffe. We could ask him about himself. Same line.
Yeah, nothing there.
I had thought there was some comment he made about coming here after the show.
Mm-hmm.
But we know there was a gap in time that's not accounted for with Zed.
Yeah.
That was where I thought the thread
Okay.
might start pulling if it was him.
Well, we can keep
But now I can't get him to say anything.
Okay.
Any comments on the log? Okay. Not really.
All right.
So there is time unaccounted for him, but that line about the accountant could also be important.
Yeah. You want me to talk to him? You think we'd get anything different?
You could. I might start on the path of confirming the note. We know what we have to do for that. And that's hit up the banker.
All right. Purse.
I'm gonna
Okay, he's giving the same speech here. I'm gonna flash the badge at him. You recognize this note here? Meet me at the square after the Giraffe show.
Oh, right, the banker doesn't like my character. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Okay. All right, I'll be there in just a moment. I want to...
No, he's not responding ill to me, so it's
I'm going to
okay.
flash him my badge. I wish I could help you, but I'm so useless. No, okay, okay. I don't think we have anything else. Join you at the bank?
How do I make him...
Is he treating you nicely?
Yeah, he's being kind. You know, as kind as a banker gets in these here parts.
As kind as his banker gets.
The murder. Ah, yes, I heard about Miss Johnson's death. Pity. I wonder if that fortune-teller was able to predict it. I mean, nonsense. Fortune-telling. What a load of poppycock. It's all superstition and vague implication. Though I suppose if I were stuck behind my desk all day, I might have stopped by. Out of curiosity. Not that I'm interested, of course, but if you happen to hear something concerning me in one of his silly predictions, I wouldn't be opposed to hearing it. Okay. We could run him through everything, or we could hit the fortune teller and confirm the note and then keep going.
I'm open to either.
How about you start running him through people? I'll grab the fortune teller so that I can confirm the note with him.
Alrighty.
Just to be efficient about it. And we can do full interviews of everybody later.
Documents. What are these documents that you're stamping all day? The banking requests from the customers. They submit handwritten requests and I will process them. May I take a look? I'm afraid not. I have strict policy protocols here. If I can get access to these documents, I can probably compare the handwriting to that of the note. I think I can make him comply. Flash the badge time. This is part of my duty.
So this is what the sheriff can do.
Of course, my service. Take a look at my documents. If you want to compare the handwriting on the note you found in the purse, just present the person you suspect to the documents.
Alright, so present the person we already know to target. Because we've done this before.
Okay, so...
The Honorable Mayor.
Mayor's handwriting? Sure, I can find it for you.
I can find it for you. Deposit, 13th of March. Wait, how the letter M was written here is identical to that on the note.
Okay, we got it.
Alright. So that's that confirmed, and now it's time to start grilling people.
Alright, where are you at? The bank? Where are you at? Saloon?
I was picking it up from the fortune teller, but you found a way to get around that.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and talk to everybody here.
Alright, I'm already in conversation with the fortune teller. I've asked him about the banker, and there's nothing of interest.
Okay.
Mary. The girl who talks to the giraffe. She steps so lightly. She reminds me of a child who ran away with us many years ago. My grandfather used to say everyone is born kind. It always saddens me to see them grow into a different person. She holds a key, one that will determine another's future. Do not overlook her.
Okay, so the kid's got information.
And we already pried one piece of it out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the useful one, who knows? Either Z just gave us the key or Mary did.
Yeah.
And she's gonna literally give us the key later.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on Mr. Miller? Mr. Miller, the accountant. He might seem to be a stern man, but I know he longs for companionship. Thoughts on yourself? I'm a fortune teller. I acquired my ability from my grandfather. and my grandfather acquired his knowledge from the mysticism of the East. Thoughts on the vagabonds? It was dark, but I sensed that Ernest saw something that might be of use. Seth? Same thing, and that thing that might be of use is probably the mistaken identity.
A mistaken identity and eliminating Madeline as being a suspect.
I do not consume flesh. It's hard for me to imagine. Yeah, you're still a vegetarian.
At least he's not constantly telling us he's vegan, so.
Mr. Kevin. Spirit's got nothing to say on him. Mr. Brown. Nothing to say on him. The barkeep. Nothing to say.
Okay.
His honorable mayor. The mayor, he's keeping a secret from his wife. We know this.
Yeah, we heard that.
Ingrid. I'm sorry I couldn't stop this. I hope the murderer will be brought to justice soon enough. Any visions? About who the murderer might be? I can see that they're filled with grief. Things have not gone according to plan.
Okay.
The giraffe. I sometimes wonder if it was right of us to keep Anna. Same line.
Same line.
Madeline. Last night was a fateful night indeed for her. I sensed that fortune smiled upon Mademoiselle Madeline. That all but confirms it's a mistaken identity situation.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
If we trust the fortune teller, which the game is urging us to do.
Alright, have we talked with Kevin yet?
No.
Okay.
Present Zeed. There's something special about Zeed. Same line.
Same line.
No, we have not talked with Kevin or Mr. Brown.
Alright, and we need to talk to Mr. Miller as well.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to interrogate Kevin if you're done.
Alright. I feel like the barkeep might not have anything of particular use, so I'm going to run him through the gamut, and if there's anything interesting, I'll alert you.
You must find out who murdered my dear Ingrid. When you do, I'll kill that bastard myself.
Hello!
Well, will you? Where were you when the incident happened? Listen, friend, I don't appreciate no insinuation that I'd ever do anything to hurt Ingrid. You want to know, fine. I was watching the circus show when I heard the gunshot. My poor girl. Ask someone at the show if you don't believe me. And we have evidence, because Ernest or the other, one of the other.
One of the good old boys
saw him coming out, so we know he's clear.
Saw him coming out, saw him lose his temper.
All right. Let's talk to Mr. Brown. Surprised to see you here today, Kevin. If I find who murdered Ingrid, I'll kill that bastard myself. Okay, I don't think we're going to get anything else from him. So, anything interesting from the
barkeep? Not yet.
Barkeep. All right. Nothing new?
Nothing new.
All right. I'll keep waiting in case something does. Again, I'm doubtful we're going to get anything from him.
Yeah.
Except maybe about Madeline and Mr. Miller.
Yeah. I'm not getting anything from anybody.
Since Mr. Miller was meeting them here last night.
Yeah. I'm going to ask him about I'm just going to skip to Mr. Miller, Mary, and the banker.
Yeah.
Started timing our shifts on Mr. Miller's comings and goings. The man's an automaton, typical accountant. Every night he orders his first drink the moment the show starts, and he drains his last glass the moment it finishes, so he's never there at the show.
Okay.
And the bartender's not saying anything otherwise about last night.
So he's got an alibi from the bartender.
Possibly. He didn't specify, but he didn't comment that anything was out to the side, so...
Right.
Mary. Mayor's daughter comes in here looking for sweets, and she's right to do it. She always gets them. You might think this town is a rough place for a kid, but it takes a whole town to raise one, and towns have bars. So he doesn't have anything else of particular use unless he's got anything on the purse.
Okay.
To talk about this. Did someone leave their purse here? It happens all the time. It was found with the victim. Mrs. Johnson? So sorry to hear that. You know who might have written this note? I was asked to pass on a note to Mrs. Johnson before the show, and I did, but I was cautioned that it was a matter of utmost discretion. If you get it out of me, I'm ruined. Okay. I'm confident someone of your resources could get to the bottom of it without jeopardizing my business.
Okay, we'll have the mayor confirm. We'll talk to the mayor and confirm it. Yeah. I'll use the badge if I have to.
All right.
The
conversation I paid no attention to.
All right, I'm going to grill him.
Mrs. Johnson will be in my prayers, although I only knew her for a few days. She's been a wonderful hostess.
Who are you?
I'm Miller, the accountant of Mademoiselle Madeline. I've been following this circus for a few years now. I thought it would be more interesting, but it's still accounting.
Where were you on the night of the murder?
I was here at the saloon waiting for Mademoiselle Madeline. We have a regularly scheduled business meeting. I was quite cross when she didn't appear. Of course, it's all very understandable given what she witnessed.
Business?
All assets depreciate in time. Madeline wants to find a new centerpiece for the circus, so I'm tasked to find a buyer for Anna the Giraffe. Anna might be old, but she's still strong and beautiful. The problem is the temperament she's aging into. She's made attempts on several performers' lives. Strange enough, though, that local boy Zed seems to have quite a calming effect on her.
What if the giraffe attacked him at the fortune teller at all? Alright.
I don't know.
We'll just work through the circuit here.
Yeah. As traveling folk, we've learned to reduce our reliance on fiat currency. One of the fun parts of my job is keeping the books when most of our assets are very exotic. I've been speaking to the banker about liquidating some of those assets. Take Anna, for instance. We might need to bring that up with him.
Yeah, we'll need to go talk to the banker. Mary.
The little girl who talks to the giraffe? Did you say she's the mayor's daughter? Maybe I can propose to her father, Mr. Mayor, to drive the giraffe. Buy the giraffe. Thank you for giving me such a good idea. Not gonna happen. What can I tell you about myself? I'm just a man who deals with numbers.
Okay, Ife.
I don't believe in Afe's mysticism, but I believe in his ability to swindle customers. I asked him to show me how he does it, but he wouldn't break character. He's a real professional.
Ernest.
Sorry, I'm not sure what to say. So he doesn't know anything about the good old boys.
Okay. I'll probably say the same thing about Seth.
Sorry, I'm not sure what to say.
Alright. The butcher. Same thing, not surprised.
That's his I don't know.
Kevin. Nothing.
Not a local, makes sense.
Around. Nope. Not even for financial dealings. Okay.
Barkeep.
Barkeep. Nope. Thought maybe he'd say talk to Barkeep to confirm his alibi. His Honor the Mayor.
The mayor's welcomed us with open arms. Well, he's welcomed Madeline with open arms. That's all that matters, really.
Mm-hmm. Ingrid.
Mrs. Johnson will be in my prayers, although I knew her only for a few days. She's been a wonderful hostess. Anna the Giraffe. We appreciate everything she's done for Cirque de la Giraffe, of course. It's in our name, after all. But she's getting a little old for her job, and she's getting demanding. Mademoiselle Madeline is considering finding a replacement for her.
Alright, what does he think about Madeline?
I've worked with Madeline for years. She's dedicated her life to what she does. She deserves every success. Although the business is facing some difficulties, I remain positive that Cirque de la Giraffe will thrive again.
Difficulties?
All assets depreciate in time.
So more about this line?
Yeah. Anna's just straight up dangerous.
Yeah.
And if they can't find a buyer...
Alright, now Zed.
Zed, the local boy. I understand a long time ago he was actually part of our show, until he escaped. Zed's been sentimental when he was reunited with Anna the Giraffe. Madeline said he and Anna were very close friends back in the days. Zed has approached Madeline and I on several occasions now about Anna's freedom. Not that he can afford it.
Alright. Bother showing the purse or the necklace?
Sure. The lady's purse, it's a trendy one.
Do you recognize this note here?
Not at all.
Necklace.
I remember Madeline once mentioned a precious necklace that her mother gave her. It must have meant a lot to her.
Okay, looks like we got nothing else here.
Okay. So currently we really don't have evidence pointing directly to anyone, just a gap in Zed's schedule.
Mm-hmm.
A possibility that Madeline might not like the accountant, but they seem agreed on what to do with Anna.
Yeah. All right, we need to go talk to the butcher and someone, and who else?
We haven't.
We don't have the blacksmith yet. Go back to the banker.
Yeah. Talk to the banker about the giraffe situation.
Yeah.
Because they keep pointing out the giraffe's worth.
Yeah.
That might play into the motive.
All right, I'll let you start.
You're back. So, did the fortune teller say anything about me? Well, we don't really need access to his documentation, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Financial ruin. Did he really say that? Don't be mistaken, I hold no stock in all this fortune-telling nonsense. But I'm not going against a warning like that. I don't know how I'd lose money from assisting you, but that's not a risk I'm willing to take. Please, how can I help you?
Okay, so we've already done that part.
Yeah. But I can still run him through the gamut.
Yeah, let's run him through.
Mary, I see big things in that girl's future. Big dowries, big inheritances. Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller is a persistent salesman, but I'm not falling for his tricks. He tried to sell me a giraffe recently. Fat chance. I'll find some other sap to buy it, though.
Speaking of saps. Eventually.
Faye. Well, if one can see the future, they should invest their money on the new railways. Weren't you advising people against that a while back?
No, it was about
it was
about a futures thing. It was an options, not the actual railway.
You don't know anything about the local boys?
Nope.
Don't know anything about the butcher? You know, I think Betsy dropped a burden she's been carrying for a long time recently. There's a new light in her eyes and a spring in her step. She even deposited $1 in her savings yesterday.
Okay, we need to go to the butcher for sure then.
Kevin. To date, Kevin has gone into gambling debt more than 12 times and paid it all back very consistently. He has a fantastic credit rating and nerves of steel. You know where it comes from, or came from.
Yep.
Can't help you with Mr. Brown. The barkeep. Can't help you there. The mayor. The mayor is surely the richest person in town. Divorce aside. The divorce Ingrid is demanding will have him suffer financially. It's terrible to see something sacred being ripped in half so violently. The fortune, that is. The marriage is just another contract, but money has a special place in my heart.
Of course it does. All right.
Ingrid. Mrs. Johnson, I'm sorry to hear what happened to her. I know I probably shouldn't say this, but she was in the process of negotiating a divorce with the mayor. Do you think it's related? I'm told that the rate of matricide by poison really went down once we started allowing for more divorces. As far as I know, they were still fighting over the mayor's fortune. Do you think someone brought negotiations to an abrupt end? Why, I can't believe I just said that. What am I, a tabloid reporter? Giraffe. Exotic animals depreciate at an astounding rate. They're a terrible investment unless you're breeding them. Mr. Miller asked me to help him find a buyer for the knackered old thing. I wonder if a glue factory will take her. Yeah, well, if we don't set her free, that might be the only course. Miss Madeline. Mademoiselle Madeline, Maddie the Magnificent, she's caught my eye, yes. She's the type to keep her accounts under a pseudonym and precious stones in her undergarments. More like Maddie the Mistrustful. Be careful with her. Zed. Can't help you there.
Interesting.
So that's all he knows about that.
All right. Butcher?
Yeah.
Then we need to talk to the mayor. Confront him about the note.
If we can get him to. The badge might be the only thing that can.
All right. Why don't you go ahead? What would you like to order today? I have ham, chorizo, and gossip.
Start from the beginning. Zeed.
He was working here for a while before he went all animal man on us. I haven't heard any gossip from him. I miss him. I can't believe he picked a giraffe's company over mine.
It's Madeline.
Mademoiselle Madeline, the owner of the Cirque de la Giraffe? What a courageous woman. I caught a glimpse of her in the square last time. I wish I could be like her, that grace, that beauty, that hat. Although I have to say, do you feel the way she looks at Mrs. Johnson's a little curious?
Yeah, it was.
The giraffe who spends the night at the sheriff's office? How is she doing? What an elegant animal. What big ribs she has. I've heard that giraffe meat is very sweet. Don't worry, I wouldn't break Zeed's heart.
Miss Johnson.
So this is what's in store for the likes of Ingrid, is it? I really thought a belle like her could do anything. Then one thing goes awry and that's it. Over. She looked so beautiful last night too in her new hat and lovely dress. Who could have done this?
About the mayor.
Mayor Wyatt Johnson is a pig. No, Mayor Wyatt Johnson is a rotten turnip of a man. He's been cheating on his wife for as long as I can remember. Everyone knows. It used to be the talk of the town. Now it's just the normal state of affairs. I guess that's why she's having her own adventure too. Rotten turnip, that'll be my new favorite insult. Go for it, Prax. I want to hear that on when the Mass Effect resumes. Or hear it tonight on Simon when we'll be rating that. I guess that's why she's having her own adventure too.
Like barkeep.
Gideon and I go way back. We're partners in crime. That's not a confession. I just sell the meat he serves. Figure of speech.
Mm-hmm. If there's anyone you can safely say that to, I think it's the outlaw. Mr. Brown.
Ain't got nothing to do with me, darling.
Kevin.
Oh, sweet Kevin, did you know? Kevin is, how can I be delicate? He's a fun weekend. But just the weekend. He's madly in love with Ingrid, so we have something in common. I mean, he's a good judge of character. Alright. So, I guess our question is...
They're trying to imply that there's a crush here between the butcher and Ingrid. They made a mention of it before.
Okay. I was going to say, who was it for?
Ingrid made a comment that whenever she talks to the butcher starts stumbling over her words. That's what they're trying to imply.
Oh yeah, that's okay. I know we had some inference. I was trying to remember where it was. Okay.
Yeah. Good old boys.
Ain't got nothing to do with me, darling. Ain't got even less.
So you dismiss the importance of knowing Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
Fortune teller.
I find astrology fascinating. One of these days I'm going to get me some of those healing crystals too. I wanted to make friends with the fortune teller, but he seems kind of put off.
It's the meat.
Mm-hmm. I think he wants me to close down my business and become one of those vegetators you hear about.
Hear anything about the accountant?
A new guy in town? I need to get a new apron in case he visits.
Miss Mary.
Oh, the poor girl. Has no one told her what happened to her mom?
No, that's the mayor's responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
The banker.
My life almost ricocheted into the garbage when I fell into debt. I'm saving now $1 a day.
Wise woman. I'm gonna show her our objects.
Okay.
Lock, necklace, purse.
The giraffe gets locked up in the sheriff's office? Makes sense, don't it? I bet Zeed's pulling his hair out over it. He's no stranger to that cell.
Necklace.
Once I lost an earring inside a pig and found it in Kevin's vomit a week later.
Oh no.
I'm not really a jewelry gal anymore.
That might be wise. Yikes.
Yikes.
Thoughts on the purse?
Oh, I ain't never had a purse as fancy as that.
Can you recognize this note here?
Meet me at the square after the Giraffe show. Not something you read every day, huh? I could trick myself into thinking it's a romantic tryst. Wish I had a secret admirer. Given how it turned out, maybe I'm lucky I don't.
Yeah, well, maybe you are. Thanks for the background information, though, madam. Okay, who else have we... I think all we have left to talk to is... We want to finish talk to everybody, talk to the mayor and his daughter about everybody, and talk to... No, we already went through everything with Zed, trying to get his testimony on where he was.
Yeah, I want to talk to the mayor.
Alright, then to the mayor's it is.
Show him the note.
I don't think he confesses. Maybe he will.
Very sorry for what happened to Ingrid. Are you okay? I've been better. Thank you for asking. We've been discussing a divorce, but we had an understanding. Death was never on the table. I'm terribly sorry, but I have to ask you a couple questions. Please do. I want to see justice done. Where were you when the murder happened? I understand you're suspicious of me? Of the mayor? No, it's just a routine question. Well, unless you have some solid evidence against me, I refuse to answer such an insulting accusation. Okay, fine. Well, to be honest, I wrote the note. She wanted to talk about the divorce. I didn't agree, but then I changed my mind because I saw her with her lover at the saloon.
So he confessed to that much.
So I asked the bartender to pass on a note for me, but I didn't kill her. Someone shot her from behind the bounty board. I saw the muzzle flash. Ingrid was looking right at me in the eyes when it happened. It's not a good look to be found standing over your dead wife considering all circumstances. It's a good way to fall into mob justice. I didn't have time to think, so I ran away before anyone could see me. Now it's your job to clear my name. Okay? That would eliminate him for sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so run through the gamut.
It's possible that he knows more than he realizes.
Alright. Start with the banker. Apologies, I'm busy. Mary. My little Mary, I haven't told her yet about what happened. She's still so young. Let me tell her when this is all over. For now, just talk to her about the giraffe. She's wild about it. Mr. Miller. Apologies, I'm busy at the moment. Faye. Apologies.
That says I don't know.
Ernest. Yes, I heard him and his friend come running out of the tent as I was leaving the scene. I don't think they saw me.
They didn't.
Neither did Madeline, for that matter. I'm glad they didn't see me. I may be many things, but I'm not a man who murders his wife.
I doubt it, but while you're having that conversation, I'm going to check and see if there's any clues at the bounty board.
Go for it. Yes, I heard him and his friend. Okay, he's giving me the same message on both guys. Just want to make sure we didn't miss a clue. The butcher.
I got a new line.
Okay.
There's a load of scrap behind the bounty board. Wait. What is this? A rifle? Looks like someone hid behind the bounty board, pulled the trigger, disposed of the rifle here, and ran away. We didn't look for it.
No.
And we didn't find it.
We didn't look.
We have a murder weapon, and we know who we need to talk to about it.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to finish up with... I'll go ahead and finish up here. Why don't you join me to talk to the little girl? Apologies, I'm busy.
Glad I made that detour.
Yeah, good job. Kevin, if you expect me to feel any shred of sympathy for that man, you can forget it. Ingrid is my wife, and even though we plan to get a divorce, I'm the one who shall mourn her the most. Mr. Brown. For all Mr. Brown's... Okay, same stuff as before. Bartender. Busy at the moment. We already know what we know about the bartender. Passed the note from the mayor. Ingrid. I already told you. She asked me to meet it the other day, so I agreed. Someone shot her from behind the bounty board. I saw the muzzle flash. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing new there.
It's a rehash of the line for anyone who needs it.
Yeah. And, here's less about the giraffe. Madeline. They say honey from the wild beast.
Same line.
Same line. Zeed. Hopefully that vagrant leaves with the circus, and that's the end of all troubles with him. So no new lines, no lines of accusation there.
Hello, Mary. Hi, I'm Mary. What's your name? Have you seen Anna? I wonder what she's eating for lunch today. We already asked where she was and got confirmation about Zeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run her through objects first.
Go for it.
Lock. I'm not asking about the rifle. I am not asking a kid about a gun.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else I will.
Shall I ask
the lock?
Oh, I don't need to ask the mayor about the rifle.
Anna's lock? Are you looking for the key? I can help. I know Mademoiselle Madeline keeps a copy in her room. I can sneak in easily. The saloon owner won't even notice. If Zeed is cleared, we let him take the giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we've already got the badge.
Yeah.
Let me try tonight. I'll get the key for you, then you can free her. The necklace. Mama told me that necklace will one day be mine. One day I'll wear it to a ball and everyone will be impressed. Her purse. I don't know. Maybe you can ask Papa? I think that's her I don't know line.
Yeah, that's probably right. I don't know because, and we've already confirmed things with the purse anyway.
Okay, the Zeed line I think we already had. Yeah.
Okay, no change there.
Where'd he go? I don't know, he didn't tell me. Madeline. When Mama gets upset with me, she says I remind her of Madeline. Anna. Anna! Yes, Anna and I are best friends. That's what Zeed said. I go to talk to Anna whenever I can. She seems lonely. I wish she wasn't locked up in that tiny cell, and I can look after Anna all by myself. Zeed asked me to take care of Anna after the show last night. Mama? Mama? Where is Mama? We'll let Dad have that talk with you, sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
Papa, he's the mayor of Brimstone. He's not home often. He goes on lots of business trips to the city, but he never takes me with him.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Barkeep. Mama said that Greasy Gideon always wanted kids of his own. That's probably why he's so nice. Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown taught me to down a glass of root beer in one gulp and then smash the glass on the floor. He's nice.
Everybody's nice.
Everybody's nice. Kevin told me he was my uncle, and then Mr. Brown stretched his legs under the table too much and he kicked Kevin really hard. The butcher. Betsy tells me to call her Big Sister. She tells Zeed to call her that too. She's a strange lady. She's nice. Good old boys. He's mean. He's always sitting in the sun with his nice friend though, so maybe he's nice as well. She doesn't like Seth. Ernest. He said he was going to read my book to me, but he didn't understand the words, so I had to read it to him. He got really excited when the pirates turned up. The fortune teller. He asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up. I said I wanted to be a train. He said he saw me driving a train. He's nice. Mr. Miller. Probably never met.
Mm-hmm.
Never met.
Nope. Okay.
About yourself? I'm Mary. I'm the deputy mayor and everybody likes me.
She's a breath of fresh air in the story.
Yeah. The banker. She doesn't know anything about him.
Mm-hmm. And wouldn't. All
and
right.
She has disappeared.
Of course, she's running off to go get the key.
Yep.
All right, back to the office.
I don't think there's anyone else we can talk to today.
Oh, because we can't go to the blacksmith yet,
We can't go to the blacksmith. He doesn't open until tomorrow.
Yeah. You want to run the rifle through the forensics? Oh, you can't.
We can't.
You're not the deputy. Never mind.
But we do know who to ask about it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's pull up the report.
All right.
Who wrote the note to Mrs. Johnson?
We know it was the mayor.
We have a confession to that.
Alright.
And the investigation for the day
Is done.
next day.
And now it's time for us to solve this case.
And if necessary, run the rifle by everyone over the age of 12.
Public
Side
demands
eyes,
an answer. Who murdered Mrs. Johnson in the town square? Today is the last day of investigation. Who shot Mrs. Johnson dead? Okay, who do we want to go to first? Want to go right to the blacksmith, or do we want to ask everyone else first?
Let's go straight to the source.
Okay.
We can ask around.
Alright. Shall I ask him to do official duty stuff? Okay, pistols and rifles are sold here. Alright.
Howdy, partner. I sell everything you need to kill, cook, and eat your dinner, so what'll it be?
Where were you?
I was out to visit my cousin in Sunnyvale last week. I missed the commotion, like always.
Alright, run him through everybody?
Yeah, running through everybody, then show him the gun.
Alright.
I try not to think about the banker or his establishment. The banker shook my hand once. His hands were soft like a princess. And he bought a tiny pistol from me. Suits his tiny heart. Men like him flinch whenever they hear a gunshot. That's why I won't put my money in the bank.
Okay. Mary.
The mayor's girl. I don't like kids. And I didn't like being a kid, neither.
Alright, Mr. Miller.
I don't know what to tell you, partner.
Okay.
Never met.
Afe. Ernest.
Ernest has been bragging about being the first on the scene of the murder. He doesn't realize it makes him a suspect. It's probably not even true. The man's a jerk.
Seth.
I don't know.
The butcher.
The butcher's been through some tough times. I can relate to her. I sharpen her knives for free. Did you know she doesn't own a firearm? I don't know how she's so trusting. I keep an eye out for her.
Okay. She's out as a suspect. Kevin.
Kevin at the saloon? I went hunting with him a couple times. Man, he was a bad marksman. No wonder he quit the gang.
No.
Kevin was seen exiting.
Oh, that's right. So he wouldn't have been able to shoot the rifle and aim for who he thought was was the mayor and hit the other instead.
Good theory, but yeah, if he's a bad marksman, then no.
Yeah.
And he was seen exiting, so it's not him.
Yeah, that's true. He's acquitted.
I don't know what to tell you, partner.
All right. Bartender.
Barkeep? I avoid the bar.
His Honor the Mayor.
The mayor? He's a good customer. You've seen the guns in his room, right? He gives them all girls' names. Miss Johnson. Mrs. Johnson and I walk in different circles. Well, I don't walk much in any circles. We're not acquainted.
The Giraffe.
Giraffes are not dignified animals. I don't care for them and their kind.
Madeline.
I look like the circus type to you? I've had no part in such buffoonery.
Zeed.
I don't know what to tell you, partner. Time to present.
Alright, so
The thing we didn't have last time.
let's show him the rifle.
A hunting rifle. It's a popular model. Many people in town have one like that. If they shoot, there's a good chance they have one just like this. There's even two in the sheriff's office, isn't there?
Okay.
Let me reinvestigate. Dialogue history.
With you.
Bounty board.
Okay.
Now, someone hid behind the bounty board, pulled the trigger, disposed of the rifle here, and ran away. So they had to have been there in person, and we know... Okay, so it wasn't... I think we're going to have to ask around about that rifle.
Yeah, we're gonna have to present the rifle to everybody.
So we know it's a hunting rifle.
Mm-hmm. But we know the butcher's eliminated because we know she doesn't own a firearm.
Yeah. But we could ask what she knows about it anyway.
Alright, let's start there. Just work our way up to town. Alright, I'll do this in my official capacities. Oh, I gotta be in conversation first. What would you like to order today?
Information, please.
Hunting rifle. You recognize this rifle? I'm not really a gunslinging gal. Ask the blacksmith.
The line continues.
He just came back from down south.
Okay. We know it's a hunting thing.
Yeah.
Which is doubly unlikely it's her because she doesn't go out and hunt for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see who else we can ask about these guns.
Alright, go to the bank.
At the bank, it's unlikely, but hey.
Unlikely. Yeah, we're just gonna
He's a bit of an appraiser.
work our way up the map.
We know he bought a small firearm. Alright, if there's anything I can be of assistance with, just ask. I'd like an appraisal on this rifle and see if you recognize it.
Okay, go ahead, go for it.
I'm more of a crossbow man myself. It's my English roots. The locals are always squealing like hogs and firing guns into the air. Ask the blacksmith about it. He hates it more than me, but he's the one who sells the guns. So all we have to go on from the blacksmith is that it's a hunter's rifle.
Mm-hmm. And there's only one person we know of that has a hunting rifle.
It's Kevin, but he was seen exiting.
Supposedly, but hunting rifles got good range. But he was seen exiting, so how would he be behind the barricade?
He was seen exiting, and someone was seen behind the bounty board at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not the Flash, so.
Okay.
Alright.
If anyone else has a hint of recognize it, if anyone would recognize a gun that's being passed around town, it might be the barkeep.
Yeah.
And we're gonna ask everyone else in here anyway.
Yeah. You ask the barkeep, then I'll ask Mr. Miller.
Is that the unholy thing that or he's your voice?
Is that the whole unholy thing that destroyed our poor Mrs. Johnson's soul? I have one just like it under the bar. I'm just sorry to say that you can find them all over. I wish you the best of luck. You're going to need it if you're looking for the owner of that thing.
So who did it?
Alright, my turn.
The fortune teller's gone.
Okay.
Oh, right, he's probably out in the square.
Alright, I'm going to show him the rifle. I don't handle guns myself. Though it's not uncommon to keep one for self-defense, you never know when the gangs will start some trouble.
Alright. Mr. Brown, have you found out who murdered Ingrid, Kevin? No, but if I find out who murdered Ingrid, I will kill that twit myself. Either of you recognize this. Just a common rifle. What's up? Will Mr. Brown say anything different? Those things are practically standard issue around here. There's more of those rifles in Brimstone than there are people. We don't have a lot of leads on whose it was.
Okay. Alright, so who's next? Alright, the girl's not there yet.
Let's hit the square.
Alright.
Madeline and the fortune teller are both here.
Okay. Alright, let's talk to the good old boys about the rifle.
Go ahead.
Is that the weapon that killed Mrs. Johnson? It's so dark in the square at night, I wonder if the murderer could see who they were shooting at.
Yeah.
No idea, but I hope they find the murderer. Many kids play here after dark. It's lucky they all went to see the giraffe that night. Come to think of it, maybe the giraffe saw what happened. They got long necks and night vision.
No, they don't.
Where do you get these ideas from?
Okay.
Alright.
Miss Madeline? Rifle? A rifle? Definitely not mine. I don't know how to shoot. Where I grew up, guns have no place. Fortune teller. We don't have any. I have set aside hate and the desire to dominate others. I've never held a weapon in my life.
Zeed?
Zeed. He's the only one that even has a slightest clue pointing towards him, and it's just a gap in his schedule. But... Unless we want to present the mayor with the murder weapon, but I don't know.
Well, we know he's clear. After what happened last week.
But that means that we can trust what he tells us.
True. Alright, show him the rifle.
Have to be in conversation.
I thought I was.
Alright, items, rifle, present. Had quite a few of those. Okay. Had quite a few of those pointed at me over the years. Never done the pointing myself. The only person we haven't asked now is the mayor and a kid.
I want to present it to him. And then use the badge. Nope. Alright, where'd you go?
To the mayor's office.
Okay.
He's the last person in town that we have to ask about this. Present. A rifle? I do own a few guns like this. That's not uncommon in the West, is it? These things are practically a dime a dozen. I enjoy hunting from time to time, but I've never hunted the most dangerous game. So we have nothing on who owns it. Just a gap in Zed's schedule.
Alright, I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Is it a real one? No.
No, you can't. Alright. And there's his guns, and they're up there, so. Is there any lead that we have not followed yet?
Don't think. Can we pull up the butcher's dialogue?
Sure.
Just to see if there's any kind of hint. Or the blacksmith, sorry.
Blacksmith. Alright, let's go to the beginning.
It's not the mayor's girl. Not the butcher, it's not the banker. Kevin's been hunting, but it's bad marksman and can't do it.
Alright, who are the people who said that they saw him coming out? Was it
It's either Seth or Ernest. And my PC battery is running low. So it's under 10%, so we've still
it's probably gonna be on your your conversation, not mine.
Ernest.
Where's Ernest at? Oh, they both show up on the same one. Okay. I want to double check that testimony of where they saw him coming out from. Because if it was a bad shot, that could do it. Especially if he thought he was aiming for the mayor and missed.
Ernest, referring to Kevin the Kindness, I saw him at the show last night too, ran out with me at the sound of the gunshot.
Okay, so that clears him.
And I need to get my cord.
Okay.
Literally all we've got is Maybe Zeed.
Maybe Zeed. And maybe we don't really have enough on the anything for the accountant. We know it's not the mayor. Who was it? Blacksmith was out of town. The butcher doesn't own any firearms. The banker has a pistol, but not a rifle. The mayor is out because of our investigation last week. The little girl will be too small to be able to fire that thing.
Tell me my laptop's dying.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, I'm out.
All right. So I'm just going through all the possible suspects. Seth and Ernest are out. Mademoiselle is out. Not sure if Fed, because we don't have a motive.
Yeah. Literally, the only person who has any kind of motive is Zeed, and that's to prevent Anna from being sold.
Yeah.
I think that's the only guess we can make with what we know.
Yeah.
But it feels like more of a guess than anything else.
So do we want to go with that?
I don't think we have any other options.
Because normally he's there at Anna's side the entire time, but this time Anna stayed there watching him. Okay, has he coming back in?
Yeah, but something's funky.
You may need to look. Okay. Alright, so who were we going to go with? Out, Ernest. I got my if Kevin didn't have a wit and
if Kevin didn't have an eyewitness, then I think maybe
I'd go with him.
But also, he doesn't have much of a motive other than that he's been told not to trust.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the barkeep. He's
Barkeep
got no
has
stake.
no motive. We've already cleared the mayor. He's the victim.
Anna couldn't have fired a rifle.
Wasn't her, because she came running out of the tent at the gunshot.
Yeah, she was already there, but there was a separate comment of someone being behind the bounty board.
Yeah. Gotta be Zeed.
Zeed is the only option we have left.
So do we go with that?
I don't think we have any other real options. And if we're wrong, we're wrong, but I don't see where this is leading.
Okay, it just has me in here, not you.
Yeah, something's...
Alright, here we go.
Yeah, something's funky.
Submit report.
I'm going to confirm quitting the game because mine is funky right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Can't get out.
Alright.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is close.
Okay. Alright, it didn't do anything here, so.
Stop. Confirm because something is screwball.
Alright, so I think we're gonna go with Zeed. Just because all the other times he's been at Anna's side all the way through except for that night.
Unless he has different testimony right now, but we've ended the day.
Alright.
Submit report because I don't see anything else.
Yeah. Alright, here we go.
And if we're wrong, we're wrong.
What is the secret from Mrs. Johnson's past?
The necklace.
And plus that's where he always sleeps as well. Is behind the bounty board.
My mother's necklace. It was all she gave me. All I had left of her. Ingrid. I wonder if she ever considered what it meant to me. But it's not so important now. Ingrid used to mean a lot to me too. If it's not Zed, I don't know who else.
I don't know who else it could be.
We don't have any lead.
Who wrote the note to Mrs. Johnson?
Your selection, Mayor Wyatt.
Yes, I admit it. I wrote that note to Ingrid, and because of it, she was in the square that dreadful night. But I swear I did not kill her.
I feel like we're gonna be wrong, but I don't know.
I don't know either. Who murdered Mrs. Johnson?
Our guess, Zed.
Is Zed. He's got the most evidence.
Different scene.
Different scene, we may have it. It wasn't meant to be this way.
It was Zed.
It was dark, and with that hat, I thought she was Madeline. I just wanted Anna to be free. I didn't know what else to do. But oh, poor Mary, now I've killed her mother, and Anna will never be free. Please tell her I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And that brings us to the end. Wrote the note, check. Who murdered? Check. Solved the case. No hints used. We didn't get the but we already had it before. Alrighty.
So what happened? Ingrid and I met on the boat when we were both young. We cherished each other's company until we drifted apart. For years I'd been looking for her, and my effort was not wasted. I finally found her here in Brimstone. I wanted to confront her about the missing necklace that I knew she took from me.
The necklace. The necklace was the only connection between Mademoiselle Madeline had with her family. Ingrid told me she was from a well-to-do family and the necklace was from her mother. So she was lying. What more secrets did she have?
But it was too late to find out. What use is a bauble in the face of a bullet? A note was found in the victim's purse. Meet me at the square after the giraffe show. It was indeed the mayor's handwriting. I can match it with his signature on one of the documents he signed. And they are in the middle of negotiating a divorce, I don't suppose.
It was me who wrote the note, and I did ask Ingrid to meet me at the square. But it wasn't me who killed Ingrid. I heard a gunshot from behind the bounty board. I saw her die. I thought I would be next. I did what anyone would do. I screamed and ran.
But who pulled the trigger?
Anna was locked up because of Madeline. I couldn't bear to see Anna suffer for one more day. Although I never handled a rifle in my life, I took one from the sheriff's office. I didn't mean to shoot Mrs. Johnson. How could I do such a thing to Mary's mother? The town square was so dark I saw someone wearing the same hat as Madeline's. So I pulled the trigger.
I wonder if we'd check the sheriff's office if the gun would have been missing.
Oh,
and that would have led us to Zeke as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel responsible for all of it. She hurt me long ago, but I came towards her like a bullet, bringing all this mess. Ingrid. I wonder if she ever knew how much she meant to me. It was Ingrid all along, not the necklace. I would forget about the necklace if I could bring Ingrid back to life. But you can't.
And that's what happened. And that brings us to the end of our tale here. Not the outcome we wanted, but it's the outcome that happened. So that means next week we will solve the mystery of
The
the cocktail.
We have a poisoning on our hands.
Sounds
probably.
like it. Something happened bad at the bar. Or at the saloon, I should say. Alright, so there will be no part 3 to the giraffe, fortunately. We were able to get the solution.
No part 3 brimstone drift?
Nope, no brimstone drift. Sorry to disappoint y'all.
Yeah.
Instead, it'll be Cocktail, not the movie with Tom Cruise. Alright, with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up. We'll see who's available to raid. Our schedule the rest of the week is as before. I believe we are still on hiatus over on Encounter Online, as we have still one person finishing up college classes and all that. So most likely Wednesday will be myself, 8 p.m. here, as we continue in on our adventure in Baldur's Gate 3, The Legend of Ben Mustaine. We're working our way through. We've just stopped a serial killer, and now we need to get some other things solved so we can move along with our story here. So that'll be at 8 p.m. And then Saturday, 1 p.m., hopefully, it will be Scion, Birth of the New Gods, as we will continue our way through the world of the dead to help save the world of the living. And then at 8 p.m., we will have Grappler's Keep, our WWE 2K24 universe, where a number of characters from all of your favorite tabletop RPGs compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Ray. We switched to 2K24 last week on Sunday with the Joust, our premium live event. I'm going to be in the midst of editing that, since we had a bunch of connection issues with that, unfortunately. So hopefully we'll get that fixed, and you'll be able to see that here on YouTube in the next few days. It's probably going to take a night or two to get that all straightened out. And then we'll be back here on Monday night for more escapades as we try to find out what the story of the cocktail is all about.
Unless we take Memorial Day.
Oh, that's right. Next Monday will be Memorial Day, so we may be off. Okay, Wandering DM is on. We do have our spot to raid. So Monday we'll probably be back with this next Monday, not this coming week from this week Monday.
Not
but
one
we'll
week
be back
Monday, but 14 days out Monday.
Will be the week after for the Memorial Day holiday. So if you like what you see here, join us on Discord. The link is there in the chat for you to join. We have sections that talk about all sorts of different gaming stuff, including the stuff we have going on here. We have sections for other creative endeavors. We also have a special section there called the Prayer Closet. Here in this household, we deeply believe in the power of prayer. We know that it's real. We know that it's powerful. We know that it works. We've seen it in the lives of ourselves, our family, and our friends. So if you have a need, if you have a concern, if you have a request, please place it there, and we will be praying for you. This isn't just a thoughts and wishes and no one does anything about it. I keep a list on Evernote to keep track of it, to keep track of everyone that I have on the prayer list right now. If it's something that's a little bit private and personal and you don't want anybody else on the internet seeing it, then just use the praying hands emoji. We'll take that as what we call an unspoken request, which means God knows what it is, you know what it is, we don't know, but we don't have to know. All we need to know is that the need is there, so just put that there, and we'll be praying for you just as hard as if we knew what was actually going on, because the important thing is getting that kind of spiritual support. We don't have to know all the nitty-gritty details. So if you'd like that kind of spiritual support, then please go ahead and do so. Let's go ahead and raid Wandering DM. They're in episode 4 of their current series. I think this isn't the penultimate, but I think this is the second to last episode for them on there. So we're going to go ahead and send our raid that way. Join Prax and Poke and trooper as their vampires try to survive everything that Simon throws at them. So, so let's go ahead and get that raid going. And until next time, everyone, may green be the grass below you, may blue be the sky above you, may straight be the path before you, and warm be the hearts that love you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
It is the best Twitch channel that is secretly an old-timey ice cream parlor on either side of the Mississippi, or the Rockies. And you should hear about the specials. Monday nights is Bonnie's Bonbons, cream extravaganza with all the float sodas and sundaes you can shake a stick at. I can shake a stick at quite a lot of Sundays. But there is also a Fudge Rodin Sunday special on Tuesdays, and the famous 1, 2, 3 parfait on Wednesdays, where wrestlers meet up in the squared circle to work out their differences with some healthy wrestling-style fisticuffs. It is all good, clean fun. Hawkeye's old-time gaming emporium. Their milkshakes bring all the gamers to the yard, and their content is more exciting than any Nickelodeon. Take your horse and buggy to their address, twitch.tv/KY Hawkeye.
This has been a Diet Water production.